Hi there, my name is Ben Worthington from IELTSPodcast.com. In this video I'm going to take you through the 4 different sections and how I suggest to my students that they prepare for these sections. Okay, let's start with the reading one. This is quite a common part, a common section of the exam that students have difficulties with. Now my advice is that of course you do practice tests, you get familiar with the exam, okay? And by the way, scribd.com has lots of practice reading tests, and what you can do is get your reading tests and do lots of them and then analyze in which section you're actually losing points, okay? And then what you do is you focus on that specific section, on that skill. So instead of doing 4, 5 complete reading tests, you do 5 more reading tests, but just focus on that section, get that skill completely under control, and measure your performance, put it on a graph, and you'll see that just by focusing on that area you can increase your overall reading score, okay? But the key here is just to identify the area you're having difficulty with, okay? Another tip, it gets progressively harder. So if you're aiming for band 9s, band 8s, you want to of course focus on everything on there. But if you're going for the lower ones, for the lower bands, not lower but if you're going for a band 7, 7.5, then you don't have to be as concerned at the end questions as the middle and middle to end ones, okay? So that's one tip for the reading. Now for the listening, okay, exactly the same. Look at the sections that you're losing the points on and get it under control. Now another tip for the actual exam, for exam day, is, and for your preparation of course, is get into the habit of predicting what type of vocabulary you expect to hear. So if you can see on the listening exam that you're going to have you're going to listen to something regarding education, then make sure that you've got the vocabulary ready, okay, and that you've researched that kind of that you've got it ready, okay? For example, tuition, let's see, tuition fees, professor, teacher, all this kind of vocabulary. Try and anticipate that, okay? Also, if you see them in if you see on the paper that it's a transport situation and maybe it's a dialogue, well, you're probably going to expect some times, some dates, transport vocabulary, train, transport, logistics, whatever, okay? So the tip I'm trying to say here is that get ready and anticipate the kind of vocabulary and the kind of answers you're going to be hearing, okay? So we've done the reading, we've done the listening. Let's go on to the active skills now. Now for the speaking, perhaps the best advice I can give you is to get confident with this, okay? Increase your own confidence. And the way you increase your confidence, and I'm saying go for confidence because I've seen incredible results by students who have managed to get their confidence completely under control, and it makes such a difference. It shouldn't do, but I mean, I'm not going to get into that, but it makes such a difference if you're confident come exam day, okay? Now for your speaking, how to get confident, well, you can imagine yourself in the speaking exam. You can do role plays with your friend, and he can be the examiner or she can be the examiner, you can be the student, and just increase your familiarity with it. And once again, identify the areas where you might be tripping up. Is it the section 3 where you've got the presentation, section 2 where you've got the mini talk, or is it section 3 where you've got the kind of like interview, okay? But just get familiar with it. Now for the writing, okay, what I would do for the writing is look at model answers, go to Google, put sample band 9 essays, sample band essays, IELTS, okay? And you can do a few things here. You can copy them out word for word, pen and paper, yeah? Do a couple of those, or you can also look cover, write. Yeah. And this is going to increase your memory. You're going to look at the structures, memorize them, write them down. Then when it comes to writing your own essay, it'll be much easier. Now, another thing you can do for the writing is also practice formulating ideas. Okay, so you look at a question and just write your ideas down, go to the next question, write your ideas down, go to the next question, write your ideas down, and get an examiner to look at them, or you can send them to me if you're doing the sentence guide program. Okay, and doing this gets your brain into the habit and gets it used to formulating ideas on the spot. All right, now another thing which is very important, okay, for the writing, is that you get somebody to look at your writing, and someone who can say, okay, this is wrong, this is right, this is wonderful, this is terrible, this is amazing. Okay, and they can give you feedback. This way you can identify the errors and you can focus. For example, if you've got a problem with articles, you can start doing online exercises, you can start practicing, and you can get that area of your writing under control. And then come exam day, you're less likely to commit that mistake. One final tip, okay, is that once you are into the habit of writing essays, what you should do is, after you've got your essay checked and you've identified the mistakes that you are making, what you should do is once you've finished writing, is check for the mistakes that you've made in previous essays. And doing this is going to boost your score significantly, because you're going to be doing the corrections. This way the examiner won't do, and you're increasing your grammatical range and your accuracy, to be more precise. Okay, you're increasing your accuracy score a lot. So those are my tips for improving your IELTS preparation. If you want more advice, and if you've got a problem that's really just going around in your head and you're getting really worked up about it, go to IELTSPodcast.com, sign up, you'll get my email address, and you send your question to me and I'll answer. Okay? All the best. Hi there. In this video we're going to look at preparation for the IELTS. I was stupid. Bloody hole. Anyway, IELTS preparation is really important, because if you get it wrong, you're going to have to go through the whole process of studying for the exam, paying the $300